Hello everyone, and welcome to English Story Radio channel. Today, I'm excited to share an English story with you. If you enjoy this story and want to see more like it, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications. That way, you'll be the first to know when I upload new content. Without further ado, let's get started. It was a dark and stormy night, and 5 university students found themselves huddled together in a cabin in the middle of the woods. The cabin was old and rustic, with creaky wooden floors and a musty smell that permeated the air. The students had decided to spend the weekend away from the hustle and bustle of campus life, hoping to relax and unwind in the peaceful surroundings of the forest. The group consisted of Jake, the charismatic leader of the pack, who was always up for an adventure. Sarah, the shy and reserved bookworm, who had reluctantly agreed to join the group. Mike, the jock, who loved the great outdoors and was always looking for a chance to flex his muscles. Emily, the artistic one, who had a keen eye for detail and loved to capture the beauty of nature through her drawings. And finally, there was David, the quiet and contemplative one, who preferred to observe rather than participate. As the night wore on, the group settled in, telling stories and playing games to pass the time. But as the clock struck midnight, strange things began to happen. The lights flickered, and the temperature in the room dropped suddenly. The group heard eerie whispers and strange footsteps in the hallway, and a feeling of unease settled over them. Jake, being the brave one, decided to investigate. He ventured into the hallway, and as he walked towards the source of the noise, he saw a figure standing in the shadows. It was a woman, dressed in an old-fashioned gown, with long flowing hair and a sad expression on her face. Jake was taken aback, but he approached the woman cautiously. "Who are you?" he asked, his voice shaking with fear. The woman didn't answer, but instead, she beckoned him to follow her. Jake hesitated for a moment, but then curiosity got the better of him, and he followed the woman down a narrow staircase into the basement of the cabin. The basement was dark and damp, with cobwebs hanging from the ceiling and strange objects scattered around. The woman led Jake to a corner of the room, where there was a chest. She opened the chest and revealed a collection of old books and journals. Jake picked up one of the journals and began to read. As he read, he realized that the woman was a ghost, and the cabin was haunted by her spirit. He learned that the cabin had been built by her husband, who had died in a tragic accident, leaving her alone and grief-stricken. She had spent the rest of her life in the cabin, mourning her loss and trying to connect with her husband's spirit. Jake was fascinated by the story, and he shared it with the rest of the group. They were all amazed by the revelation, and decided to help the woman find peace. They spent the rest of the night reading the journals and learning more about the history of the cabin. As dawn broke, the group gathered around the chest, and Jake took out a piece of paper. He wrote a message to the woman, telling her that they had heard her story, and that they were sorry for her loss. He placed the paper in the chest and closed it. Suddenly, the room was filled with a warm glow, and the temperature rose to a comfortable level. The whispers and footsteps stopped, and the group felt a sense of peace and calm. The woman's spirit had finally found closure, and she had moved on. As the group left the cabin, they felt a sense of accomplishment and pride. They had solved the mystery of the haunted cabin, and had helped a lost soul find peace. They knew that they had created a special bond between them, one that would last a lifetime. As they walked back to their cars, the sun was just beginning to rise over the forest, casting a warm glow over the trees. The group talked excitedly about the night's events, reliving the moments and sharing their thoughts and feelings. "I can't believe we did it," Emily said, beaming with pride. "We solved the mystery and helped someone in need." Sarah, who had been quiet for most of the night, spoke up. I was scared at first, but now I'm glad we did it. It was an experience I'll never forget." Mike nodded in agreement. "Yeah, it was definitely an adventure. I feel like we bonded as a group, and that's something special." David smiled, looking up at the sky. "I feel like we witnessed something extraordinary tonight. Something that will stay with us forever." Jake put his arm around David's shoulder. "That's the spirit, my friend. We conquered our fears and made a difference. That's what life is all about." The group continued walking, their spirits high and their hearts full. They knew that they had shared a special moment, one that would live on in their memories for years to come. And as they drove away from the cabin, they knew that they had made a difference, not just for the ghostly woman, but for themselves as well.